Well, uh, Thunder lost game one, obviously. Kevin Durant played terrific. As I was saying before the series started, there'd be three things you need to keep your eye on: bench points, free throws, and rebounding. Rebounding was really even. I thought the Thunder did a good job on the boards. Bench points. Um, terrible. We did terrible. Our bench did atrocious. I expected more out of James Harden. He had some nice plays, but overall he did not play well. And we didn't get good production from Russell Westbrook, who there's not a guy. I'll stress this again, as I did in the first video. There is not a guy on the Dallas team that can guard Russell Westbrook. There just is not. As much as there's not a guy on the Oklahoma City Thunder team that can guard Dirk, there's not a guy who can guard Russell Westbrook on Dallas' team. So Westbrook needs to step it up a notch or two or three, something. He needs to. If he doesn't score more than he did in game one, play any better than he did in game one, we won't win. We only lost by 9, and he still played bad. So if he plays better, we can maybe snatch game 2 in Dallas. Number 2, let's go to free throws. Free throws were pretty even. I think we actually shot more free throws than Dallas did. But every time Dirk touched the ball, every time he touched the ball, we got called for a foul. I mean, he shot amazing from the floor. Sure, 12 of 15, great game, played awesome. But every time he touched the ball and didn't score, or they thought maybe he wouldn't score, or someone from Oklahoma City breathed too hard on him, or gave him a mean look, I don't know, they call a foul. Every time. Now, I realize it's Dirk. He's going to get his calls. Kevin Durant is going to get his calls. And it's in Dallas, so it's going to give him more calls. But that was insane. Nobody gets fouled enough times to go to the free throw line 12 times. This is just going to the free throw line 12 times. Not actually counting all the other fouls. I'd say conservatively, he probably caused 20 fouls for guys on Dallas, or for guys on the Thunder team. Overall, he probably drew 20 fouls. A guy like Shaq draws 20 fouls because he's huge and he's unstoppable down low. He's a bully beast. A guy like Dirk does not draw 12 fouls because he's not that kind of player. He stays outside and he pops jumpers, which is fine. He's good at that, but he's not drawing 12 fouls a game or more, 20. There's only one way to guard Dirk, and that's to be physical with him, because Dirk's weak. He's fragile. He's a great player. He's great at what he does, but he's fragile. He's weak. You know, you can't argue against it. And, you know, I saw some of these calls when they were playing the Lakers, and I kind of thought, that's not a foul. But it annoys you much more, obviously, when it's your team that has this misfortune of having one guy get called, have a foul called against him every time he touches the ball. And the only way to play him is defensively, is to play physical, and the refs won't let you play physical, so you only have one option. That's basically just to let him score, let him shoot, hope he misses. And obviously some games he doesn't miss much. Now, I do want to say this, all that aside, that made to sound like a Thunder fan whining, whatever. What was the point? What were they thinking putting Thabo Sefolosha on Dirk Nowitzki? Thabo is a great defender, but he's 6'7". At his, on his best day, he's 6'7". More lingering between 6'6" and 6'4". What were they thinking putting him on 7'1" Dirk Nowitzki, who shoots fadeaways? Dirk Nowitzki is not only 5, 6 inches taller than Thabo, but he's fading away from him. What were they thinking? I don't know what they were thinking. The one and only hope we have of stopping Dirk Nowitzki, sorry, I lost his name there for a second. The one and only chance we have of stopping Dirk is to put Nick Collison on him and just, front him. The referee, or excuse me, the commentators were talking about that during the game. Dirk can't play in the post, so why give him the jump shot? Front him, force him out towards the 3-point line at the very least. Maybe. The referees won't call foul as much if you bump him when he doesn't have the ball. So try to force him out of that lane. Try to force him out of his comfort zone. He likes to stay within 10 to 17 feet. Force him out. Force him past that because he's not going to be able to hit that crazy fadeaway from 3-point range. Maybe a few times, but not going to go 12 for 15. So that was really the only thing we did poor defensively. Was just not guarding Dirk at all. And then, of course, the referees were in Dallas's pocket for the whole night. And that, that's going to be reversed when we go to Oklahoma City. I realize that, Westbrook and Durant are going to get called, or Dallas is going to get called for a foul every time Westbrook and Durant come into the lane. So, what goes around is going to come around, I suppose. It's just really annoying when you see game one just sort of taken by free throws. That it makes for not only a really boring kind of crappy game, but it also just makes things really annoying. Now, getting to the offensive side of things, what didn't we do right or what didn't we do wrong? Excuse me, in this game. They were trapping off the pick and roll, yet we decided that we were just going to keep doing the pick and roll, getting trapped, having an offensive possession go to the wayside because we couldn't do anything till the 12-second mark because we get down the floor with about 20 seconds left. We call for the pick and roll, about 18 seconds. Go, get trapped, guy would have to dribble out of it or pass out of it, and by the time you dribble out of it, you're at about half court, or if you pass out of it, same deal, you're at about half court. So by the time you get back up to the perimeter to call your play and try to run your offense, you're at 12 seconds, and you don't have enough time to do anything. We need to stop doing the pick and roll if they're going to keep trapping. Or, if they're going to bump out there on the perimeter, Kevin Durant just needs to sort of fake things and just, really sell the fact that he's getting bumped hard by Tyson Chandler, Brent Hayward, Dirk Nowitzki, whoever is bumping him. He needs to sell it and try to get a foul call and go to the free throw line. 2, Kevin Durant needs to penetrate more. He had 40 points, so obviously he was doing something right, but he needs to penetrate a little bit more instead of settling for jump shots because Marion has just enough length that he can contest some of Durant's jump shots. But when you drive in, Dirk is not that good of a defender overall. He's not strong and he's not a gifted shot blocker. He's a great offensive player, but I don't see him as he's not a great defender. He just doesn't have the nose for it. Or the want for it, really, it doesn't appear. But anyway, they need to drive in because if you can foul Tyson Chandler out, then that takes out Dallas' only defensive enforcer. Haywood is a decent enforcer, but decent, just guardian of the post, if you want to say it like that. But he's not Tyson Chandler. So if you can foul Tyson Chandler out, then you're going to pretty much have a free lane to the basket because Russell Westbrook's faster than Kidd. Durant is longer and more gifted than just about anyone else in the NBA, and he's going to get fouls called because he's Kevin Durant. So, offensively, we need to just be more aggressive. Not by taking more shots, but by being more aggressive and physical. Drive in. Just try to draw some fouls. Dirk's doing it. Whether it's a good call or not doesn't matter. You gotta just go in there and try to get a foul called. And we just gotta work better on guarding Dirk. And our offense is decent. Obviously, we scored over 100 points. We'll see game 2.